Well, hey, it's good to see you again. My name is Jay Ben, and welcome back to another Wax Showcase video where I believe death should be repulsive so we don't grow too fond of it. It is Easter Sunday here. It's been 2 weeks since the last video. I hope every single one of you are doing well. All 50 plus of you. That's right, we reached the 50 subscriber milestone not too long ago. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me today, whether today is your first video or you've been with me since Wax Showcase number 1. We've got a bunch of awesome stuff planned in the near future, and I'd like to thank you very, very much for having me. I don't drink beers, so this Dr. Pepper Cherry goes out to you guys. Cheers! Here's to many, many more milestones in the future. Alright, with all the celebrations out of the way, let's get started with today's episode, starting by what is playing in the background just right over there today, and that is going to be the album Horrors Untold from Trog, released in 2024 independently. I have the CD copy. I didn't buy a cassette version. They weren't out whenever I grabbed this, but super happy to grab this. These guys are out of the New Jersey, New York area, and has slowly been trickling into my playlist more and more over the last couple of years. I picked up their EP on CD a while ago back, but this release is just nothing short of super awesome. I love the lead work, love the vocals on here. These guys are just getting better and better as time goes on. Some personal favorites include Horrors Beyond, Ritual, Corpse Division, and Interstellar, Awful Dealer. All sorts of really cool things there. Mine came with a sticker, as well as a cool little bonus thing that I requested when I ordered this from them. Mine is signed, I'm not sure if you can see that, by their drummer, Mr. Hudson Barth. Massive thank you to him for doing that for me. Go and support these guys. I'm going to leave the link to their Bandcamp page down in the description, as per the rest of the bands on here as well. So, the first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be a vinyl record that I have waited a significant length of time to have in so I can show it off on the channel. My number 3 album of last year, that is Void Witch with Horripilating Presence, released in 2024 on Everlasting Spew Records. Finally, I get to talk about this record on the channel. That wasn't in my Albums of the Year video. I did do a little bit of talking about that. These guys ended up winning my Heat Seeker Award, but I have 2 copies, so we get 2 different color versions. I've been waiting for these for a very long time. These guys are just the most atmospheric, death doom, sheer awesome clean passages, and absolutely diabolical heavy passages that almost remind me a lot of Incantation. These dudes are also some great friends of mine, so we've had the pleasure of seeing them 4 separate times. I have a feeling that number will be going up even more in 2025. Love to, show these guys off. Luke, Nick, Jason, and Adrian for being absolutely incredible human beings. The music here is nothing short of just incredible. Some favorites on here include Grave Mistake, Malevolent Demiurge, Supernova of Brain and Bone, and Horripilating Presence. I think that title track has been easily one of my favorite songs of last year. So as for the variants for these guys, I ended up picking up 2 of them, like I said earlier, but we've got the Crystal Clear version, limited to 100 copies. These were, I believe, multiple indie retailer exclusive. The band also got some copies of these. And the second variant is the Supernova, the black, gold, and white tricolor merge, which was exclusive to Everlasting Spew Records, limited to 150 copies. Honestly, if you have not heard this record, go out of your way to do so. Go out of your way to support these guys. Easily one of the best bands going in the Austin scene right now. I've got some awesome things planned with these guys in the very near future, and I know they're hard at work on LP number 2, which will hopefully be out sometime either this year or next year. Either way, Void Witch, go and support these guys. These dudes rule. Tell them Jaded Den sent you. Yeah, Void Witch, Horripilating Presence. Okay. Hope you like that double feature, because we've got another one coming up here for you And not just a double factor in variant-wise, but also in release-wise. I am talking about the double EP feature from Amon-Ra with the EPs Day Torn and with Fang and Claw, released in 2025 on Relapse Records. Yeah, that's awesome. And again, I got two of them, so we'll get to the variants here in just a minute. But these guys are out of, I believe, Belgium off the top of my head. But nothing short of sheer beauty and grace and horror and poetry and everything of the sort rolled into one. These are some of the easily the most vibey tracks I have heard this entire year so far. I'm very, very happy to have this in my collection in the form that I do. But this is almost me kind of making up for the fact that I didn't get to see them last year. I ended up going on a trip and getting sick on the trip, and we're supposed to come back and see them the very same day. So I'm a little bummed about that, if I'm being $150 with you. But either way, the artwork on this release is just absolutely gorgeous. It is exclusive to this release. There will also be independent versions of it that came out, and yeah, all sorts of lovely things. Relapse Records did an absolutely incredible job with this record, all things considered. The variants are as follows. We have the tricolor merge with splatter, black ice, silver, and white. Tricolor with gold, white, and black splatter. I also have the etching on the B side here. I believe this is on the Day Torn side. I'm not sure if you can see that. Limited to 215 copies. We also got the family and friends exclusive crystal clear, limited to 100 copies, unavailable to the public. I ended up buying this through Mr. Rennie, the president of Relapse Records. And all of the variants ended up coming with this bonus little flexi disc, which is a cover track. I'm not exactly sure who buys, so I'll leave it right there on the screen for you. But there was also a band variant that was limited. I think it was 300 copies off the top of my head, but I know it came with a white flexi disc instead. There was a faux leather edition. There was all sorts of really, really cool versions for this record. So I know these are going for a lot of money too. So if you can get a copy, definitely recommended you do so. Amon-Ra with Fang and Claw / Day Torn on Relapse Records. Go and support them. These dudes are awesome. I can't wait to see them back in Austin, and hopefully we'll do a little re-update on this, and maybe we'll get them signed next time. Who knows? Alright, let's continue with the band that we ended up seeing only a couple of days ago. It's been a while since I've been to a couple of good shows, but we had some great ones here not too long ago. And the band we're going to cover today is legendary in the sense that it is Cannibal Corpse with Torture, released in 2012 on Metal Blade Records, though later reissued in 2024 on Metal Blade Records. Finally, this is in my collection. I talked about Evisceration Plague a very, very long time ago on the very first Wax Showcase video, and I think now it's about time we talk about this one. This is the band kind of coming off the success of Kill, and honestly, I feel like this is such an underrated cut in the band's catalog. It goes through tracks like Scourge of Iron, which we ended up seeing at the ACL Live just a couple of days ago. We've also got some favorites in Encased in Concrete, As Deep as the Knife Will Go, Intestinal Crank, and a personal favorite of mine, The Strangulation Chair. Just a great, great release across the board. Again, such an underrated Cannibal Corpse cut. I know a lot of people are either fans of their really, really early stuff or their really, really later stuff. I sort of fall into this middle 2000s range. Got the uncensored cover there. We got some lyrics right there. And the variant is this gorgeous smoke variant. It is a clear with yellow, red, and black smoke. I don't remember the exact name of this variant, but I will go ahead and put it on screen. Down here, there was no limitation specified, though I do remember this being a North American exclusive at the time. I know there were some other editions of it. There were some numbered versions that came out through Europe and I believe the band's web store, maybe. But either way, super important album in the band's catalog. It's got some really good cuts on here, so I'd say maybe this is your invitation to go jam this guy today. So Cannibal Corpse, Torture, check it out. We're going to kind of continue along with a little bit of that sort of didn't expect this to ever get vinyl treatment. I'm going to have to blur this cover ever slightly, and I think you'll understand why if you know what record I'm talking about here. I'm talking about Mortal Decay with Sickening Erotic Fanaticism, released, I believe, in 1999. I don't remember what label. I'll put it on the screen here, but it was reissued in 2025 on Hell's Headbangers Records. I'm going to do a little blurring right there, as you can probably assume why the title might give it away, but you know, all sorts of lovely things. This is such an underrated album in the brutal New York death metal scene, and I'm so excited that this ended up getting wax treatment. Hell's Headbangers did an incredible job on this record. I own a cassette copy from a couple of years ago on Dissonant Tapes, but being able to hear tracks like Revive Half Dead, Opening the Graves, Soaking in Entrails, and Rejoice in Moribund being some personal favorites of mine. I know this also features a lot of bonus guest material and vocals from Jason Netherton and John Gallagher of Dying Fetus, which is how I heard about this record in the first place. I believe that was on the track Soaking in Entrails. The particular variant for this guy was the Orange and Black Galaxy. 700 copies. Man, it's gorgeous. Love to see awesome colored variants for records that have been out of print for a very, very long time. I know the original CD press of it goes for a decent amount of money, and I'm kind of glad that they kept it in a decent length of print. There were 1,000 copies total, 700 uncolored, 300 on black, and I hope that they will continue to keep this in print for the years to come. So, Mortal Decay, Sickening Erotic Fanaticism by Mortal Decay. Check it out if you haven't. This is such an underrated cut. One that I'm a massive fan of. Alright, finally, we are going to end this off with one of my favorite releases of the year so far, and I'm going to butcher the album title name, so I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to put it on the screen, but I will try the band's name, Nirdok, with their 2025 album, released on Stiglid Records out of Denmark. Yeah, so these guys are Danish, so yeah. Gonna be a little bit difficult to pronounce. Name of the album is gonna be on the screen here, so you can go and check it out. Of course, I'm also gonna link to it in the description as well. But this is sort of a blackened punk, got a little bit of death metal flair in there. It's such an awesome project. I'm surprised it took me this long to find out about these guys. I'm particularly fond of the band's sort of aesthetic as well, because they've got these masks on, these burlap sacks. Very, very fond of grave imagery and stuff like that. Honestly, just a heavy, banging album that I think everybody should go through at least once. There's, again, another picture of the band members. We got a nice lyric sheet on the back there. And I'll admit this was a little pricey because I know not a lot of US distros ended up getting copies of this record, and I'm hoping that will change soon. So if you know of any good US distros, maybe pressure them into getting this record in hand. I got the red, they said splatter, but this is a red and black marbled edition, limited to 180 copies. I've also got the tape edition sitting somewhere in my stack, just right over here beside me. But honestly, this has been sitting at the very, very top of my list for about a month now, so I'm gonna say we'll probably be talking about this record more and more, especially when it comes year-end time. Neurodolk with their 2025 album. Once again, the name of that album is on the screen here. I'm not going to try it because I don't speak Danish. But yeah, check these guys out. I think you're going to like it. Consider this a little treat from me to you. Well, that is going to wrap it up for today's Wax Showcase video. We got a bunch more awesome stuff coming up on the channel here. And if you've made it around this far, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about something really, really cool that you might have seen right up here. Little bonus entry. Variant live at the Crowbar. In case you guys saw my YouTube video, I'm doing a small tape run for these guys sometime in the near future. I have this awesome gold cassette edition with my name on it. There are only 5 of these in existence. I will tell you, I have one, a coworker of mine has one. Both of the band members, Mr. Varvoda and Mr. Count Orlok, have copies, and the 5th copy is in circulation with those guys. We're going to do a full run of this. I believe we're looking at about 50 copies, and they're going to be with the band on tour at their merch table. So maybe they'll put some up on Bandcamp. I don't know, but this is your call to go and support these guys. I'm going to leave the link to their Bandcamp also in the description. I will be showing off the finished products of these in the future, but I'm very, very proud of how these came out, considering I did all of this myself. I love how these labels turned out. But go watch the video. It's the same audio, just we've got a cool physical format once again. So, little bonus preview there. So, either way, it's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. I will see you next time.